about the endomembrane system of the cell. Now, endomembrane system includes endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi apparatus, lysosome, and vacuoles. These structures are functioning in coordinate with each other. That's why they are known as endomembrane system. Whereas mitochondria, plastids, etc. are not working in coordination with these organelles. That's why they are not the part of endomembrane system. These structures are single membranous structure, that means they are surrounded by a single membrane, and that will study one by one. First is endoplasmic reticulum. Endoplasmic reticulum is found in all the eukaryotic cell, which is tubular structure, tiny tubular structure which are scattered in the cytoplasm, which was first observed by Keith Porter in 1953. Now these tubular structures divide the cell or the cytoplasm into two parts, two compartments. First is the lumen, which is present inside the lumen of this membrane, that is endoplasmic reticulum. And so we can see this is the inside, that is known as the luminal part, and outside this luminal part, that is in the cytoplasm, that part is known as extraluminar space. So in this way the cell is divided into two space, that is luminar as well as extraluminar. Now depending upon the structure, there are two types of endoplasmic reticulum which are present they are starting from the outer wall of the membrane, and that is nuclear membrane, and it will continue till the cell membrane, plasma membrane. That's why they are also known as the skeletal system of the cell. They give support to the cell. Now there are two types, that is rough endoplasmic reticulum and smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Rough endoplasmic reticulum, which have the ribosome attached on the outer surface, then it is known as rough endoplasmic reticulum. And when there is no any ribosome is attached on the outer surface, then it is known as smooth endoplasmic reticulum. This RER, or the rough endoplasmic reticulum, is continuous with the nuclear membrane generally, and it is involved in the protein synthesis. So the function of RER, or the rough endoplasmic reticulum, is the protein synthesis, whereas smooth endoplasmic reticulum is associated with the lipid synthesis of the cell. In animal cell, they also synthesize the steroid hormone, and that in this way we can see there are two types of endoplasmic reticulum which are performing different type of function, as well as they are also giving support to the cell. That's why they are known as the skeletal system of the cell. Now we'll start the next organelle, that is Golgi apparatus, which was first observed by Camillo Golgi in 1898 and near the nucleus. Now the structure, they are found in all the eukaryotic cell, plant cell as well as animal cell. In plant cell they are known as Golgi apparatus, whereas in animal cell, plant cell they are known as dictyosome, and animal cell they are known as Golgi apparatus. They have two phase, cis phase or forming phase, which is convex. Suppose like this. So this is the convex phase, and this is the convex phase known as cis phase or forming phase, and this is maturing phase or concave phase or trans phase. So this is cis phase, this is trans phase, and this cis phase or the convex phase is facing towards the nucleus, whereas this trans phase is facing towards the plasma membrane of the cell. Now the structure is, it consists of the flat sac-like structure, the tubular structure known as cisternae. So cisternae, small vesicle, sac-like structure, all are collectively known as the this Golgi apparatus, and which are stacked parallel over each one like this. In this way, then it is known as the. So in this way, they are parallel to each other and they form the Golgi apparatus. Now the main function of this Golgi apparatus is packaging, secretion, etc. And here the from the endoplasmic reticulum, they are packaged in the form of vesicles and which fuse with cis phase, that is this one, cis phase of Golgi apparatus and move towards the trans phase, that is maturing phase. That's why the Golgi apparatus and endoplasmic reticulum are present in close association inside the cell. Then the protein which is synthesized in endoplasmic reticulum with the help of ribosome will modify into the cisternae of this Golgi apparatus. Then it will be released from the trans phase of this Golgi apparatus. It is also very important site for the formation of glycoprotein, glycolipid, etc. So in this way, these functions are performed by Golgi apparatus in eukaryotic cell. Now we will start the next cell organelle, that is lysosome and vacuoles. Endoplasmic reticulum is another very important organelle present in all the eukaryotic cell, plant as well as animal cell. The structure is, they are tubular structure present outside the nucleus, that is in the cytoplasm, starting from the nucleus to the plasma membrane, and they give support to the cell, and that's why this is help in the supporting as a supporting framework of the cell. This ribosome is of two types depending upon the outer surface smooth or rough. When the ribosomes are attached on the outer membrane of this endoplasmic reticulum, then it is known as rough endoplasmic reticulum, and when no ribosome is attached, then it is known as smooth endoplasmic reticulum. They have also different functions, like this rough endoplasmic reticulum involved in the process of protein synthesis, whereas a smooth endoplasmic reticulum involved in the process of lipid synthesis, synthesis of steroid hormone, etc. in animal cell, as well as they are giving support to the cell. In this way, this is very important organelle of all the eukaryotic cells. This slide is showing the structure of Golgi apparatus, which was first discovered and explained by Camillo Golgi. This Golgi apparatus consists of small vesicle-like structure as well as tubular structure known as cisternae. These are attached one upon another in a parallel form. They are stacked over like this. This is known as this convex part is known as trans phase, as well as this concave phase is known as cis phase, which is towards the plasma membrane, and trans phase is towards the nucleus. They help in the process of transportation, secretion, etc. They also helps in the process of the formation of this lysosome. Now in the next slide also we will see the structure of this Golgi apparatus. Here we can see different functions, that is, they are modifying the protein as well as lipid which are synthesized by the endoplasmic reticulum, and then they are transported to different parts. This is the structure of Golgi bodies having different functions, that is modifying proteins, lipids. They also helps in the secretion process, packaging process, as well as formation of the lysosome. These are the receiving side of this Golgi apparatus, and here after receiving, this is shipping side, and through the plasma membrane the material is thrown outside of the body. Next endomembrane system part is lysosome. Now lysosome is first discovered or studied by Christian D. Debye in 1955. It is a membrane bound structure, single membrane bound structure, and synthesized by Golgi apparatus by the packaging. It is in the form of vesicles and contains filled with hydrolytic enzymes like carbohydrates, protease, lipase, etc. And they helps in the digestion of carbohydrate, protein, lipid, nucleic acid, etc. They active at the pH, that is acidic value less than 7, and they are also known as suicidal bag of the cell. And when the cell is in any danger, then this lysosome will burst out and the cell will die. That's why it is known as suicidal bag of the cell. Now the next endomembranous systems part is vacuoles, and vacuoles is also a membrane bound structure, single membrane bound structure present in all the eukaryotic cell, that is the plant cell as well as animal cell. They are also present in different forms. In plant cell it occupy about 90% of the space, and that's why the nucleus moves toward the periphery. The membrane of this vacuole in plant is known as tonoplast, which help in the transportation of the ions from inside to outside and or outside to inside, and they help in transportation against the concentration gradient. That's why inside the vacuole the concentration is higher than the cytoplasm. In plant animal cell also it is present, but they are small in size. Then, for example, in amoeba, they are in the form of contractile vacuole which help in the process of excretion, whereas in protista, after engulfing the food particles, they form the food vacuoles. So, there are different types of vacuoles performing different functions in different type of eukaryotic cell. Now, the next part of the organelle of the cell is ribosome. We have already discussed during the prokaryotic cell that ribosome is present in prokaryotic as well as eukaryotic cell both, but there are different type. In prokaryotic cell it is 70S type, whereas in eukaryotic cell it is 80S type having two subunits. Larger subunit is 60S and smaller subunit is 40S, and they are not surrounded by any membrane. Ribosome was first discovered and studied by George Palade in 1953. These ribosomes are helping in the process of protein synthesis, and they are also attached on the outer side of the endoplasmic reticulum, and they are also scattered in the cytoplasm. Now we will discuss about the next part of the cell, that is cytoskeleton.
This slide is showing the structure of different parts of the eukaryotic cell. Here the important structure, that nucleus, and then endoplasmic reticulum, rough as well as smooth, then ribosome present at the outer surface, this nucleus with nuclear envelope, nuclear pore, etc. Then these are the secretory vesicle, the lysosome, and this one outer membrane, that is plasma membrane. This is the tubular structure known as the Golgi apparatus. Here the lysosome are the organelles, very important organelles of the cell, which are responsible for breaking down of the cellular waste. They also helps in the process of digestion because having hydrolytic enzyme, and they become active at low pH, that is they will work in acidic medium, and in this way we can see this lysosome is also known as the suicidal bag of the cell. Here this is the structure of the lysosome. This is outer membrane, and inside this is lipid layer. Inside that hydrolytic enzyme is present. Now this is glycosylated membrane which will help in transportation of the protein. This lysosome contains the enzymes, hydrolytic enzymes, and they break down the waste materials, outside materials. They are also present in all the cells, that is eukaryotic, plant as well as animal. So here we can see different types of functions, that is digesting food, digesting organelles, digesting cells. That's why it is known as the suicidal bag of the cell.
Now we will discuss about the cytoskeleton. There are network of tubular structure made up of protein, small tubules, filamentous structure present in the cell, inside the cell, and this serves as the skeletal system of the cell. That's why they maintain the shape of the cell, they give mechanical support to the cell, as well as they also helps in the motility of the materials. That's why they are also known as cytoskeleton of the cell. Now the other cell organelles which are present in the cell are cilia, flagella, etc., which are the outgrowth of plasma membrane, and these outgrowths may be a small and fine hair-like structure, then it will be known as cilia, and when it is long structure, then it is known as flagella. The singular cilia is known as cilium. Similarly, flagella is flagellum. Now, these cilia helps in the movement of the fluid as well as cell, and the flagella helps in the movement of the cell. The prokaryotes also having cilia and flagella, but their structure is different than the eukaryotic cell. Now, cilia and flagella emerge from the basal body, and that basal body is centriole-like structure. So, here is basal body, and from where this will arise. So, this is the basal body, and this is the flagella. Inside that, the core is known as the axoneme. So, the structure of the flagella or cilia is, it is covered by a plasma membrane on the outer side, and the core is known as axoneme. Now, when we will study the internal structure of this axoneme, we can see the 9 pairs of doublets are present in the section, that is when like this. So, in this way they will appear. So, 9 pair of doublets, that one doublet is made up of the microtubules present on the periphery, and in the central position it is also made up of 2 microtubules. Now, they arranged in a 9 plus 2 array in this way. Now, these are connected by the peripheral one, central one, and make the spoke radial structure, and they are also connected by the bridge-like structure. 9 of these are also connected with each other in this way, interconnected. So, this is the internal structure of the axoneme. The same structure is present in cilia as well as flagella. Now, we will discuss about the centrosome and centriole. Centrosome is present in the eukaryotic cell of only animal cell. It is not present in plant cell, and here also this centrosome contains 2 centriole, and their internal structure is like this. They appear as a cartwheel-like structure and consist of 9 evenly spaced peripheral fibrils and that tubulin. That means the protein is tubulin, but here it was doublet structure, here it will be triplet structure. So, 3 fibril and 3 peripheral tubulin will be there. Now, the central will be known as the hub, and which are interconnected with the peripheral triplet as well as the radial spoke, and that is made up of protein. The central hub is also made up of the protein, a special type of protein. The function of centrosome is that during they forms the basal body for the flagella and the cilia, and the other function they perform in the animal cell. During the cell division, this centrosome will divide into 2 centriole, and these 2 centriole will move towards the 2 opposite poles, that is north pole and south pole of the cell, and they will give rise to the spindle fiber which will attach with the chromosome. In this way, we can see they help in the process of cell division for forming the spindle fiber, as well as they serve as the basal body.
All the cells having the flagella as well as cilia as the outgrowth. Now, the cilia are the small hair-like structure, whereas flagella are long structure, and the flagella has 3 parts, that is filament, the basal body from where it is attached with the plasma membrane, and the hook which is connecting the basal body with this filament. When we will cut the transverse section of this flagella, we can see this is the figure. That means at the periphery double microtubules are there, and that is 9 pair of microtubules present at the periphery, whereas a pair of microtubule present in the center known as hub. Now, this central hub is attached with all these peripheral microtubules, and this is known as spoke, radial spoke, and these outer peripheral doublet, this peripheral microtubules are also attached, interconnected with each other, and in this way they are forming the structure of this that flagella. So these are the radial spoke, this is the central hub paired, and all these are doublet, 9 pair of this peripheral. In this figure we can see the cilia, which are fine thread like structure, fine like outgrowths, helps in the movement of the cell as well as the fluid, whereas the flagella helps in the movement of the cell, and they also give the direction of the movement. And this is also we have already discussed in the transverse section. The 9 double microtubules are present at the periphery and one central hub that is made up of the 2 microtubules in the center. The central one is connected with all these peripheral by the radial spoke, whereas this all these peripheral one are also connected with each other by different types of proteins. Centrosomes are the other important cell organelle present in all the animal cell only, not in plant cell, having 2 centrioles. These centrosomes during the cell division, they are helping the process of cell division, because these 2 centriole will get separated and they will move to the each north and south pole of the cell, and they will give rise to the spindle fiber. So they are necessary for the distribution of equal distribution of chromosome among the daughter cells, because they are making the spindle fiber by which only the kinetochore of the chromosomes are get attached. This centrosome having 2 centriole, here we can see in this figure, and which are maintaining the equal distribution of chromosome in the daughter cell. Then this is now when we will cut the transverse section of this centriole, we can see this is the peripheral. 9 here in place of pair there is triplet, 9 triplets are present at the periphery, but in the center no microtubules are there. So this will show 9 plus 0 pattern, whereas in the flagella we have discussed about 9 plus 2 pattern. Here all these peripheral triplets will be interconnected with each other, as well as they are connected in this way, and in the center also these are connected. This is known as the spoke. So and this is the central hub. So this is the structure of the centrosome as well as the centriole.